Graig Mack single had blew up, Flava in Your Ear.
Tune the blab, robotic kicking flab, or flavor bit of batter, chitter chatter, matter than the map.
Puff told Graig Mack, if you don't get rid of your manager, you through.
You know what I'm saying? You know what type of dude I am. You know what kind of muscle I got. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you need to be in the studio.
Graig Mack wasn't doing what Puff was saying because Puff wanted Graig Mack to wear suits and all this other stuff. And Graig Mack was trying to keep it gully. He was trying to keep it street.
And I want to congratulate Graig Mack on his Grammy nomination.
No question.
Yes, baby, yeah. Cool, that's cool. And
Big dissed Graig Mack on his own song.
I'm incredible, better eat the vegetable. Cut, I does what I do.
So I said, all right, meet me up there at 7 o'clock. And I went and got one of my gunmen. My man, I'm not going to mention his name either. He came with me up there.
He was in that cult, man. When you in cults and you in those type allegedly cults, you got brainwashed, man.
I had a gun in my lap. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to God. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. But if it comes to getting ugly where somebody's going to be trying to kill me, I'm going to have to do something first or do something to prevent that from happening.
Gene Deal, Bad Boy's former bodyguard, just dropped a bomb about Graig Mack's life and death. And let me tell you, it's some wild stuff. We're talking cults, AIDS, and fall from grace.
Puff told Graig Mack, yo, if you don't get rid of your manager, you through.
You thought you knew the story behind the first artist to put Bad Boy on the map? Nah, you don't. So, grab a drink, hit that like button, and stick around because the drama is about to unfold.
You know what I'm saying? You know what type of dude I am. You know what kind of muscle I got. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you need to be in the studio. So I said, all right, meet me up there at 7 o'clock. And I went and got one of my gunmen. My man, I'm not going to mention his name either. He came with me up there, okay? And they saw him, and they fell back, because they was going to do something to me. But they didn't.
Graig Mack wasn't just a rapper, he was a movement. His track Flava in Your Ear didn't just slap, it slayed. But behind all the success, the money, and the fame, there was beef, betrayal, and heartbreak. And Gene Deal just revealed secrets about Graig Mack's life and untimely death that'll leave you shook. From bad boy drama to cult conspiracies, we're spilling it all. So don't touch that dial because this ride is about to get bumpy. First, let's set the stage. Gene Deal was Diddy's right-hand man back in the day, so he's seen everything. Recently, Gene sat down to share the truth about Graig Mack's rise, fall, and untimely death. And boy, it's messier than a lace front in a rainstorm. Let's start with the good times. Or what we thought were the good times. Back in 1994, Graig Mack, born May 10th, 1970, in New York City, dropped Flava in Your Ear, the track that officially put Bad Boy Records on the map.
Tune the blab, robotic kicking flab, or flavor bit of batter, chitter chatter, matter than the map.
Before Biggie's Ready to Die popped off, it was Graig Mack holding the label down. Gene even said that Mack's hit saved Bad Boy from sinking. But guess what? That success came with a cost.
Graig Mack single had blew up, Flava in Your Ear. You understand? Which made Big jealous of him. You understand? So now they do the remix. And Big dissed Graig Mack on his own song.
According to Gene, Biggie was jealous of Graig Mack's shine. And don't get it twisted, Biggie's talent was undeniable, but Ready to Die didn't take off right away. Meanwhile, Flava in Your Ear was everywhere. Puff Daddy saw the potential in Biggie and allegedly started pitting the two artists against each other. Talk about toxic workplace vibes. Here's where things get petty. On the remix for Flava in Your Ear, Biggie threw shade at Graig Mack on his own song. Biggie rapped, "I get more butt than ashtrays," basically clowning Mack. And to make things worse, Puff had Biggie go first on the track. A major diss in the rap game. Graig was heated, and the tension between him and Biggie only grew from there.
Anybody know, and most of the time, when somebody has a hit, don't nobody go before them on their album. They come on after them or something like that. But Big went on first. And then what he said, I get more head than Graig get in the bed or something like that. Or Graig get in the Mac, or I got more Mac than Graig get in the bed, get head and order. Whatever he said, it was a diss.
Do you think Biggie was out of line? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And in an interview with Puff, Biggie, and Mack, they outright lied about Mack getting a second album.
Bless everybody out there.
True.
Cool. So like Puffy, what's coming up in the immediate future for the Bad Boy?
I love this question.
We got Big's wife dropping.
No
Faith.
doubt.
Evans
doubt.
Wallace, she's dropping.
Soon.
We also have some B-sides and some other different projects. We have Big's new album that's gonna be dropping in like September, Life After Death.
Alright.
And I want to congratulate Graig Mack on his Grammy nomination.
No question.
Yes, baby, yes. Cool, that's cool, and I'm sure you got much things in store for my man. Yeah, definitely.
We got a new album we're working on him to drop in January.
So why didn't Puff ride harder for Graig Mack? Gene Deal said it's because Puff wanted Biggie to be the face of Bad Boy. Mack, on the other hand, was keeping it gully and didn't fit the polished image Puff wanted for the label.
Graig Mack wasn't doing what Puff was saying because Puff wanted Graig Mack to wear suits and all this other stuff, and Graig Mack was trying to keep it gully. He was trying to keep it streets.
When Mack refused to ditch his manager, someone Puff didn't like, Puff basically told him, "You're done here."
Puff wanted to push Big because Big was doing, everybody think Big was doing what Puff was saying. He was doing what was saying. You understand? That dressing up like a boss and everything like that with the Coogee sweaters, that's Everybody in New York City knew that's how Rivera dressed. You understand? If you see a Big earlier days of his days before he got on like that, the scarf like he had with Tupac and everything like that, the Timbs, the baggy jeans and all that. He wasn't dressing like that. So he was using persona and doing what was saying because they had a bigger ideal with the Junior Mafia and everything. Ideal was to have Big Papa, Junior Mafia and everything like that.
After leaving Bad Boy, Graig Mack's career took a nosedive. His second album didn't get the same hype, and soon Mack was struggling to make ends meet. Gene revealed that Mack went back to living with his mom and was barely getting by. For someone who dropped one of the biggest hits of the 90s, this was heartbreaking. But that's not even the craziest part. Gene also opened up about Mack's health issues and how they were kept under wraps for years. Graig's wife later confirmed that he passed away from AIDS complications. Gene said Mack had been telling people he had a heart condition, but the truth about his diagnosis didn't come out until after his death.
Graig has some like craters in his face. And then I had asked Kirk Burrows about that. I said, yo, dude, man, what? Artists, y'all got the money and stuff like that? What's up? He said he had a heart condition.
Mack's health struggles were devastating, but his refusal to seek treatment added another layer to the tragedy. According to Gene, Mack was heavily influenced by a religious group he joined later in life.
He was in that cult, man. And when you in cults and you in those type allegedly cults or religious places and religious things like that, you got brainwashed, man. Because even at that time, certain people was living with HIV. Right, Magic?
This group, which some have called a cult, allegedly discouraged him from getting medical help. Gene believes Mack was brainwashed, and it's one of the reasons he didn't fight harder to survive. Let's pause for a moment. Graig Mack gave us Flava in Your Ear, a song that's still one of the greatest hip-hop tracks of all time. To see his life end the way it did, that's a tragedy we can't ignore. Rest in peace, Mack. Your legacy lives on. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Puff Daddy. Many fans wonder if Puff could have done more to support Graig Mack. According to Gene, Puff did offer to pay for Mack's funeral, but the religious group Mack was a part of refused. They even banned Mack's friends and colleagues from attending his service. Talk about cold. So what can we learn from Graig Mack's story? First, the music industry isn't all glitz and glam. It's ruthless, and if you're not careful, it'll chew you up and spit you out. Second, health is wealth. Mack's reluctance to get treatment may have cost him his life. And finally, fame isn't everything. Mack's biggest hit came with a lifetime of struggles, but his impact on hip-hop will never fade. All right, fam, that's all we got on this one. Graig Mack's story is a cautionary tale, but it's also a reminder of his genius. If you were rocking with Flava in your ear back in the day, drop a fire emoji in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the tea. Stay blessed, stay woke, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.